How's it going? It's Saturday. I just got back from my walk. Um, whew, it's 90 degrees out right now. My goodness, definitely feels like it's like a switch just turned on. Um, but it feels good to get the blood moving. Just like I was always saying that we're, being in constant motion, no matter what we're doing. I mean, I'm just doing a walk, right? I'm the kind of person that gets, when I start walking, I'll start walking till, I start getting sore, and then I'll stop in the shade and take a drink of water, or whenever I get thirsty, stop and take a little 30-second break and then get right back into it. But it's, keeping our heartbeat up, keeping our rate up, that type of thing up. Because I was mentioning to you a long time ago that, when you're just laying there, when you're not doing anything, it's like a pond. Picture a pond that doesn't have any movement to it, and doesn't have any water coming into it because you're usually sleeping or laying down. But even if you have fresh water coming into it, um, which, we have to admit most of us are lacking of doing. Um, um, my cousin who passed away, his wife, ex-wife or whatever, she's in a wheelchair, so she can use her upper body. But I was, telling her, she goes, well, what can I do? I can't do anything. I just gained weight. I go, you can move your arms, you can move in your chair, dance in your chair, with your hips still work, um, she can actually work on her legs every day too by, doing that every day. I mean, because, we get stuck in these ways of, the doctor tells you this, the doctor tells you that, you'll never walk again, or you'll have this forever or whatever. And we got to stop listening to that, sometimes maybe it's true, but whatever we're thinking on and whatever, because that's what she's dwelling on. She's like, my doctor says I can't and I shouldn't. Well, if you look at a puppy, or a puppy that's born and it can't use its back legs, right? It's got to teach it. So the parent teaches it, as long as it can until it starts getting itself back on its feet. You see with all kinds of wildlife, people doing it, working with their legs and stuff. Or even dogs that can't use their back legs, and or on these wheel carts, whatever, but they're using their front legs. So they're still keeping in movement instead of just riding around, sipping on sodas, eating all kinds of junk food, and this electric scooter going everywhere, that raises you up, does everything for you. It's like you've taken, you've just, what you've done is you've stopped the process of growing. And then that's when you're depressed all the time, which that person is. She's constantly depressed. Um, she's not focused. She's all over the place. And, and when I try to talk to her, when she asks me these questions, I'll answer. But when I start to answer, she's cutting me off and jumping over to something else. And she drinks a lot. I found out she drinks a lot of wine. It's, and I'm not judging her. I'm just saying that if you really wanted to walk, your willpower would be stronger in that than it would be of not doing anything at all, and complaining the whole time and being depressed. It's like if you switch that energy, but when you tell people to switch that energy, they're like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how you can do it. Well, when you start feeling depressed or whatever, switch your mind and think of something positive. Just start working on it. And the most of all, smile. When you smile, it like activates, this happy gene, I call it, inside you. It's just like, when I smile, it's like the excitement in me. Even if I'm really depressed or whatever, I'll smile, and usually I'll end up giggling because I'm smiling, because then all of a sudden now I'm reflecting on why I'm so upset about something. It's like, oh, why am I so upset about that? why'd that person cut when he cut me off? Why did it make me so mad? You know, then I'll just laugh and giggle about it, and then I'll send a little thought through the energy waves. Forgive me for doing what I did in this incident, but I'll picture the car and if I seen the person, I'll picture it in my mind and send happy thoughts when I'm smiling. Because I think it's very important that we learn how to use this energy that's around us and within us. It's when we don't use it, the world stage uses it for us. So it's like, who is controlling your kingdom? Is it the world that's controlling your kingdom, or are you controlling your own kingdom? And the majority say, I'm controlling my own kingdom. But yeah, technically you are. You're allowing this to happen. So you do have some type of control over that. You have a control over your thinking. You have control whoever you're following and believing, and not seeing the darker side to that person, because everybody's got a dark side, And when I say dark side, I don't mean like totally evil. I mean that they have another agenda usually, because when you look at the yin and yang sign, there's, it goes down the middle. So if I picture in my head yin and yang, the two fish. One fish is going down. It's the black fish without a big white circle eye. And then you got the white fish with the black circled eye. And they're both in one, divided. It's kind of like saying when the sperm hits the egg, now you had one, now you have two within one egg, the sperm and the egg. So you have two. You have an X, either an XY chromosome or an XX. The two is kind of like saying the two witnesses, the two chromosome. For Bible, biology, biosphere. That's why we're all born into this world with, half of us got the black fish and half of us got half of us got the white fish and half of us got the black fish. So it's, if we just look at what's being drawn out, it would help us. But I don't know, it seems like, bizarre. It's just like we've fallen back. And it's due to the people's will. The will of the people right now is to have lots of money and to be in glamour, be rich, and to show off and be selfish. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I want. And then, now they're exposing that well, they've always been exposing that, but they've taken from little children. And why some of these stars and actors are still look like they're young. It's because of the chromosome, the chrome. It's like liquid chrome. Chrome is like silver, right? Our soul is silver. So in other words, it's like they're taking the soul of these children, which is the blood, right? Isn't that so when I was thinking about that, when I seen that, where certain Kardashian and these blood banks that these stars and actors have, and where they got this blood, that's why I'm glad I've stopped donating to Red Cross a long time ago. Then it made me think, every time I get my blood work every 6 months, it's like, am I giving a part of my soul away just for them to test it and look at it? So bizarre. It really opens your eyes to this whole world. Then you have them talking about sucking, drinking each other's blood, these stars and actors, and then they have the Red Shoe Club, which the red shoe represents the blood, right? Bill Clinton, they got him online where it shows he's sitting in a blue dress with red shoes on. You got the Pope with the red shoes. You got Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, with the red shoes, and she died in her memorial. So it's like saying our blood is sacred. Our blood is, it's so freaky. But trying to tell the people that, you know, they have, they just go, "Ugh, whatever." It's like they don't want to know. And then or they have to have somebody that's popular on the world stage to show them and tell them. I don't know. Pretty bizarre stuff. So yeah, it's like I got the brains, you got the looks. Let's make lots of money. If you look at the Pet Shop Boys one, it shows he's in front of this Chrysler, I think it is, and there's a chrome. It's so interesting um, how the symbolism that they're putting out to show us. I don't know. It's so freaky. Who knows how this whole story is going to end? Is it the never-ending story, or is there an ending to a new beginning? There's always an ending to a new beginning. One door closes, another one opens, right? Yeah. Have a great Saturday.